Another thing that many people don't know is that Dietrich was actually an accomplished actor. He also, he was actually in two shows that have been seen all over the world. One of them is called We Built This City, which is a piece about building New York, Rome, and Paris. And people from all over the world saw that. He wanted to show how natural cement was made. He talked to Jonathan Nedbar. He was able to get a small forge set up. And I can remember one day we got a call from Africa, and a friend of Dietrich was in some small village, and they were watching television, and lo and behold, there's Dietrich in front of the kilns at the Snyder Estate from the We Built This City series. Dietrich was also, and I don't know how good this is, but he also played the captain of the ill-fated Titanic on Mysteries of the Unexplained. And also the dog food box. But you have to be buying dog food on the West Coast. That dog food is not available on the East Coast. I'd like to call up Steve Layden.
Thanks, Gail. I didn't know Dietrich real well, but I had the pleasure of really working with him several times. I'm sorry? I'd rather not. Can everybody hear me? No. Anyway, I don't think the microphone was Dietrich's style anyway. One of the things that I learned from Werner is public speaking, or I'm still learning really. But the thing I'm going to regret the most about Dietrich not being here is the possibility, maybe, of attending one of his lectures which he would give during his annual meetings or other times. And I mean, talk about a subject like cement. Well, Dietrich really made me so interested in it. Talk about making history come alive. He was unbelievable with that. So that's the one thing I really regret that I'm gonna miss about Dietrich. And of course, the other thing is, and I hope someone can pick up the ball. I just loved the newsletter, the Century House newsletter. I mean, it did have some typos and all of this, and it wasn't done with all this fancy computer programming. But it was, I mean, Dietrich wrote it in kind of an archaic language, which I loved. You know, all of those things. So I just hope someone picks up that so we can continue receiving that letter. Anyway, that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, another thing that people don't know is that English was not Dietrich's native language. It was actually German. And whenever I looked at him and we'd argue about a word, how it's spelled, he'd say, "What do you want from me? English is my second language." I'd like to call up Ron Withers. Ron is here today representing part of the poets community. Ron, are you here? Please come up. Ron was one of Dietrich's favorite poets, and he's read many times in the mine, and I'm sure Dietrich is watching now.
I would like to defer reading the poem I wrote. I will give a copy of the poem to Gail right now. I would like to defer reading that poem and do a silent poem later, a poem to the spirit of Dietrich Werner, the departed spirit of Dietrich Werner. So I will defer reading this poem right now.
Steve Soko. Steve Soko? Oh, there you are. Okay. There's so many people I can.
What can I say? The accolades, the accomplishments, the love, the connections he's made with everyone here in this room, and those that have gone before him. I'm ashamed to say that I grew up in this area and didn't get to know Dietrich until 1995. But when I got to know Dietrich, he became an integral part of my life. As I tried to work to become an integral part of the Historic Society, everybody spoke about his accomplishments, honored him with his achievements, his honor, his dedication, his forthrightness. But most of all, I think Dietrich was one of the most achieved educator of our history. We spoke about how we drew history back to Rosendale. We spoke how we had the events over at the Widow Jane Mine. The far reaches of his efforts. The royalty that he had attracted to the Century House from England, to write down, to documenting how the town has changed, the time he took with children, and the time he took, and one unique story comes to mind, was when my youngest daughter was 5 years old, and John from the Bruderhof was speaking about how he played Santa Claus. Well, he played Santa Claus in private for my daughter of 5 years old. And she asked him all kinds of questions. Where are your reindeer? How come you're not at the North Pole? A very inquisitive 5-year-old with very accurate questions. But he answered them and fielded them very professionally, like Santa Claus would. So Dietrich, in fond memories of your achievements and your accomplishments, I bid you farewell, but never forgotten. And I hope to meet you later and make up the time that we did not have. Thank you.
I'd like to call up Mike Edison of Edison Coatings, who's traveled quite a ways to be here today.